Hello everyone, good morning. Am I audible? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Am I audible to you all? Just comment in the chat right once. Hey guys, good evening. Okay. So how are you all? आप लोग का like how was your first day? So I'll first introduce you. My name is Tanesh Jagwani, and I am one of the people with Nidhi ma'am's team. Nidhi ma'am was not able to join us today because she has come up with a little fever. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly run through for our agenda for today. I just wanted to give you all a reminder about yesterday that we had announced a giveaway, a 500 rupees ka giveaway. So all you have to do is just pay attention in the session, take screenshots, and upload it on LinkedIn and tag LU's official account. So I hope you all remember this giveaway. Who all had joined yesterday? Is there anyone who is joining in for the first time today? You guys can put in the chat, and if you want, I'll just give you a brief summary of what we had discussed yesterday about the giveaway. And also, okay, let's wait here. I'll just wait ki you all have your. Okay, so I have my chat live over here, so you guys can just put it in the chat and I'll read it, and we'll just go through that only. Okay, so okay, so that was one thing, a reminder for our for our giveaway, and the other thing was there was a doubt that had come in yesterday about an internship providing wala thing. So please note that, guys. You do not have to wait much for that. We have a platform, our LU Launchpad, that is going on. वहाँ पे you guys can apply for internships. Just go through that platform and you will get to know what all things are active, what all roles we are currently hiring for, and we have a lot of companies that apply for us. Okay, so just go through that. I'll not waste any much more time. I'll just hand it over to Gaurav Deep sir and he can continue it. So sir, yeah, uh, that's it from my side. Sir,
Hello. Am I audible now? Can you all hear me? Is my voice coming in through? Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you for the updates. And this is the reason why I was not getting a response earlier because the voice was not audible. Cool. So, very good evening to all of you. And so the voice is fixed. Now I'm audible, I'm visible, and we all are live. So, a good start to recap what is happening, why we are here, what have we done till now, what's the agenda for today, right? So we are discussing the concept of vibe coding, how it can be useful for people who are not even from the tech background. Uh, the way we saw yesterday that we could simply spin off a website or an application right from a prompt using interesting tools, right? So if you all go to the all-in-one document, I have shared one link with you, right? Let me just quickly cross-check if that link is available with you all. Let me copy this. No, not exactly this one. Okay, yes, this is the link. So this link is available to you all in all-in-one documents. Just go there, and open it up, you will realize that it contains all the notes and all the discussions from yesterday. Uh, that is what is Firebase and how you can run it. Okay, what are some key services, some examples where you can use Firebase, and how do you start with a prompt. Okay, this is the URL you need to go to. Use an prompt, generate the app, review, and how do you deploy. Okay, starting a specific tech stack. Maybe you are very sure you want to do something with Python Flask or an example. That's where I have written the steps on how you can run it through over here, right? Same goes for Replit and same goes for Lovable. So for Replit, all the resources have been mentioned, okay, right at the bottom, like the documentations, the applications, built from scratch platform of Replit. That's something that we are all aware of, right? I see many people are coming into the document. Great. That's a good sign. So this is cool. I think we need not worry about reviewing this document at this point. This is available with you. This is something that you already know. What are chat modes? What are agent modes? How multi different deployments work? We have discussed few strategies. But whatever we did it from a perspective of a client. We did it from a perspective of a end user, from a perspective of someone who consumes the end product services. Okay. Today we are not doing that. Today we are looking at vibe coding from a software developer's perspective. So yesterday was what the YouTube market is teaching you nowadays. Whichever popular YouTuber who might talk about AI programs, 7-day Gen AI programs, 3 days bootcamp for Gen AI, and whatever it is mostly focusing on these aspects. Along with it, there are many more tools like presentation, how do you can make presentations using AI, how you can write essay, poems, how you can draft better emails, how content writing can be helpful, how you can generate images, how you can generate videos, content generation. These are few things that are popular on the end consumer side. Along with it, that was the role of white coding that we discussed yesterday. Today, the goal is that how can a developer leverage from it? The very first thing that you will need is you will need IDE. I'll just quickly review the steps for it. Either you can download the Windsurf, download for Windows, executable will be available. Uh, if you want for Mac, Windows, Linux, all are available here. Okay. And alternative is you can go for the VS Code. Okay, you can either search over here VS Code, and this should be the download option for VS Code through an installer. Otherwise, you can also, if you're on Windows, you can also go to the Windows Store and search for code, and this should deliver you the Visual Studio Code. Okay, uh, so this is again one application that you can install locally, download from your web as an executable, and for Linux, also you can download it through a snap. You can download it as a .deb file for Mac right over here, right? All right. So with that being said, this is the idea. All right. So how many AI tools did you use? And your video is not looking clear. Could be my or your network, but that's fine. Until and unless audio is clear, we are good to go. AI tools. I use presentation making. I use a lot of AI tools. These days, I do not invest time in making PPTs on my own. I use some online platforms to do it. Apart from it, content generation is good. Gamma, Gemini, and OpenAI are all good at content generation. Uh, Apart from it, when it comes to text, again, the LLMs are fair enough. So I say not much, but this is the domain in which I have played with the AI tools. Okay. Uh, yeah, I also tried something related to the speech, like speech synthesis and things like that, but cool enough, right? Now, is Windsurf better than VS Code? Debatable, arguable, depends upon what you like, right? Uh, Both are same tools from different companies. It could be like, do you want to use Microsoft Excel to do things in your maybe CSVs or files, tabular files, or you want to use Google Sheet? Okay, is Google Sheet better or Microsoft Excel better? I'll leave that analogy with you. Both are equally okay. You can use anything, right? So with that being said, I think doubts are cleared, and the step are that you need at least one of it. So since today's session will be more about live hands-on session, what I will recommend is, suppose if this is the browser in which we are working in, and this is your VS Code, just pin VS Code in a split screen, something like this, okay? So maybe on either side of the screen, you will have the YouTube video running in, and on the other side of the screen, you will have your Windsurf or VS Code spinning up, okay? So that's the idea that you'll have to do. In fact, this can help you win your marathon. So the marathon, to snap a picture, complete a task, and post on LinkedIn. Remember, there's a prize pool. Remember, these are really interesting and new activities that LetsUpgrade is involving into. And I would be personally really excited to see my viewers, the people who are live here, participate and win through this platform. Okay. So again, simple. It's very simple, which is why I'm doing this live coding with you all. So today is my first day. आपके तो और भी videos हैं आपके. Yes, Preeti, I do keep doing live with Let's Upgrade, and for this particular bootcamp, you can check yesterday's day one, no problem. If you can skip it for now, just continue with the live flow. Day one was just introduction to what vibe coding is. If you know vibe coding, we are doing it right now. Okay. So now this is the idea, and my recommendation how you can consume this lecture is through this. And the reason to spend some time on discussion and not start teaching till this point is because I want to give you all a head start. By this time, even if I click on the download should start, and it's a 100 MB file, 2-3 minutes, people can download it. Okay, whereas how many of you already are ready? Let's have a quick update in the chat. How many of you are ready with your the ID such as VS Code or Windsurf? Let us see, right? Let us see how many of you put that there. Okay, so I have used Dualite Alpha, Emergent AI, Full Stack App Builder. I've created 5 apps and sold them for $2,000. Well, that's really inspiring, Innova. Like inspiring not only for me but also for your live audience. That's really there. So just talking about this, I realized that yes, I have used some generative AI tools to design some UI also. Okay, so that was really great. I have tested some free tools through which I can generate a working UI, okay, a fully connected UI, something like Figma, and that's really true about it. So what do you think about AI agents? Even I don't know coding, but on something like that. What do I think about AI agents in which aspect? You can reframe your question, I'll answer that, okay? All right, hello everyone. Yes, yes. Okay, so many people are ready, and just to demonstrate, we have finished downloading VS Code. We can just install it. I already have it. So for the people who already have VS Code, let us go to our VS Code. If at all you do not have the GitHub installed, you will have to sign up using the GitHub account, okay? And through there, what you'll have to do is there's this icon. You can also open it through Control Shift X. For Mac people, Control Command X. Okay, just go here, and here you have to search simply for the large language model that we are planning to use. Okay, and this is where you can download the extension. सर आप हिंदी में बोलेंगे तो भी चलेगा क्योंकि आप इंग्लिश में अटक रहे हैं. That's fine, Tushar. We will have to manage that because majority of the audience would prefer English. Okay, so that's fine. Thank you, but I'll keep that. सर SIH के बारे में बताइए and ready with VS Code and both. Okay, cool. ठीक है. I think that's fair enough. So once you have the platform ready to be consumed, okay, we simply need to come over here and look into our Copilot. Okay, so you can just search for Copilot. Okay, and once you search for it, you will realize that this is the GitHub Copilot, your AI pair programmer that we'll have to install. Okay, now once you have it, the idea here is that we will have to leverage Copilot as our junior developer. So this is a very important mindset that one has to develop when it comes to the Gen AI programming, okay, or you can say the vibe coding especially. that do not treat LLM as your senior, do not treat agents as your senior or tech lead. Okay, the agentic mode that I talked about yesterday. The reason is that this particular concept of vibe coding is still new. Okay, it's still young in the market. It makes a lot of mistakes, which is where it is recommended that for developers and seasoned engineers, it is important to use it as a junior developer, and you have the complete control of designing your architecture and designing what functions and what would be the flow of your complete project. Okay, that's really important. Okay, like a full stack web app demo. Use Gen AI for, okay, all right, that's cool. Now let us get back and open up. All right, let me check. I think yes, this should be the one. Yes, all right. So let us start off with discussing our today's app, which is a mental health journal. Okay, we will try to keep things very simple and formal. Okay, so let us think about it. The goal of the project is to develop a front end. Okay, preferably maybe we can use Streamlit. Okay, Streamlit is simple Python-centric UI development you can say library, which can help you spin off front end quickly and easily with cleaner and lesser amount of code. And being a Python developer, it is much preferred. So that is the front end that we will use, and backend could be, we will choose Python again. Okay, to create an web app which can help user track their mental health status. Okay, by taking in their current mood and a small comment on it. Let it work like a journal to review the mental health over a periodic time. Okay, this is the agenda that we are planning to do. Okay, any doubts to this point? Let us just quickly check. All right, I think we are cool till here. Okay. Today is my first day. Should I start to watch or not? Well, yes, you can hop in right now. This is a good time to join in. You can just after this session go back revise day one. That is fine. Okay. So let us check what our goals could be. I'll try to keep goals minimalist. Still try to add few features. One could be sign up and login. Okay. Using local CSV sheet as a database. Okay, this is one. Second is uh, log the mental health status. Okay, dashboard with single KPI to see mood distribution. Okay, over the period of time. That's what we will do. Okay, so let us talk about the high level design over here. Okay, so we'll talk about simply the high level design. So this is something that comes from the design engineer. So we will do a high level design. This is the step first that we think about whenever we are working on an application. So the very first thing what we will do is so high level design. We take a component, say like a rectangle box over here. We call it our front end. Okay, so this is our front end. Okay, what kind of feature it has? We'll have to log that up over here. Okay, so one is login, sign up. Okay, and the other is, so let us put it in a say more granular way. I'll add one more feature over here. Say something like this, and do Right click to back, and let me expand this a little bit. Cool. Just a second. Let me edit this. Front end. I'll delete this. Let this be the login slash sign up. Let this be one of the feature. Delete, copy paste, Control Z. Right click copy, right click paste here. Okay, never mind. So this would be track health. Okay, the other would be view dashboard. Okay, these are at a very high level 3 important features that currently come to our mind as a developer, that these are the things that might be required here. Okay, so obviously before high level designing, there is a very important step known as requirement understanding of what you're building. Okay, so this comes from your client. This obviously comes from the stakeholders and from the person who's letting you build this, right? So this will be your front end right over here. Okay, now these are different, you can say, features mentioned over here. We can put it in different colors for now. Okay, and similarly there will be an equivalent backend to it. So in high-level design, we do not bother about the tech requirements. Remember, in high-level design, we do not mention which, you can say, platform we are using, which programming language we are using, which database we are concerned. We can talk about a database, that's fine, but we do not talk about the endpoints. We do not talk about the details like the complete flow of the from start to the end, the complete flow of the API, right? We do not talk about it. We do not discuss what will be the payload, what will be the input and output in the exact format. We only discuss features at high level design. Okay. All right. Sir, I've created bandwidth tracking using AI. Great. Okay, sir. Please, can you explain bilingual Hindi? Sir, we can't expect the encryption, data security, or app using it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay? Fine. I think. All right. I think not much needed to response here. People are doing good. Backend. Okay. Now, with this being said, this is the backend flow where we will design a few things. One is we will need an Excel sheet. So let us search for an Excel sheet right over here. Okay. So this will be one of our database spinning right over here, which is like the user DB. Okay. And let us add one more, copy paste. The other is the, you can say, track, okay, records DB. Let's call it records database. So both are currently Excel sheets, and why I am choosing the data to be in an Excel format or a CSV format is to keep it simple. Okay, in real life, of course, there's a database coming into picture, but for MVB, this is fine enough. It's fair. Okay. So the next thing what we will do is we will have the flow something like this. Okay, we'll do copy paste whenever a request comes in. User. Okay, we can create different flow over here. Okay, we will call it sign up or login flow, in which what will happen is that whenever a request comes in from the front end, we will connect the flow to our database, which is in the user DB, and it will go back. So there should be a follow back of the arrow, which will go right over here, okay, and it follows back right over here too. Okay, so that's the idea. So this is the okay, let me bring the arrow to the front, right click to front, and the reason I'm doing this complete flow with you is just to help you understand completely what you're doing over here, right? Then there could be track health. So for track health, what we'll have to do is we will be expecting the user ID coming from the front end. Okay, so that's one idea that we'll do. Right click, copy, paste. Okay, we'll call this as track health right over here. So track health will again take this form from here and deliver it using this and get back. Okay, so see, the idea over here is we are not going into much details. We are not bothering about how will the high level design focus on getting the exact user requirements. Okay, we are just completing the flow for the very first draft. That's what I want to show you and give you a taste of how you can initially start off with designing and then improvise on top of it. Okay, so that's track health. Again, view dashboard will go back to, you can say, user database. Okay, so we will have to create, actually copy one API over here. Okay, so view dashboard will always go, and let me add one more arrow over here. I click to front and add one arrow right over here. So view dashboard will connect to the user database, or suppose if we already have the information of which user it is, it will again go to the track database, take data point from here, all the data points which are needed, and go back to the view dashboard. Okay, so this is the high level design that we are talking about. Okay, a very simple front end and back end with login sign up, tracking feature, and viewing the dashboard. Okay, all right. So that's their said and done. So okay, people I think are requesting me to also speak Hindi a little bit. That's cool. I'll add Hindi. But I think we need. Are there any people who might be disrupted from Hindi? Do let us know. Okay, we can keep it hybrid. Now getting back, let's try to speak in Hindi. So once ये हो गया है, suppose आपने ये front end back end design कर लिया है, okay, and you have user database and records database. Now is a good time to discuss a little bit about low level. अभी low level पे हम इतना focus नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि we will rely on using our intelligence a little bit, ठीक है? But this is a little bit about the high level design what I wanted to show you. There's a login. We will be storing health checking session. ठीक है, sign up होगा, कुछ token management होगी. We will be using pandas mostly for data and CSV files, है ना? And ये entry points कुछ होंगे अपने, ठीक है? So this is a little bit about how the flow is supposed to be. So now what we will do is we will start off with the agent. Okay, let's come over here and think about it. Which tool is this? This is draw.io. Okay, don't say Hindi, we don't know Hindi. Yes, that's what I did expect, that there could be many people here in English only format. See, that's cool. That's cool with us. I think we will keep the standard to English only. Do not worry. Any of the follower here, do not worry. We are maintaining English as our language to speak on. Okay. So with that being said, this is built with agent mode. Okay. And once we are here, anyone who has any difficulty reaching this point, please let me know in the chat. I'll openly help you out and help you install VS Code, or maybe get the Copilot extension up with you. Okay, because if we are here and we are ready till this point that we now understand our project, we now understand the high level design, I think we are good to go with it. Yes, so ये design हम बना रहे हैं. People, we have covered high level. अगर आपको ये समझ गया है and you have no doubts, then we proceed. Okay. So this is your window, people, to put in chat if you are having difficulty installing VS Code or the Copilot. Okay. Okay. Sir, is this a workflow? Yes, you can consider this to be a workflow, what we have designed over here. Okay. You can in fact right click, export it as JPEG, include shadow, light. Okay. Wait, let me add one theme in the background. Okay. And right click, to back, and color we will use white, apply. Okay. All right, the arrow keys 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let the color be something that is quite visible like this. Okay, I think fair enough for now. Right click, export. Not the best color choices, not the best looking background that we have. Usually it does show up over here. Let me export. Okay, yes, we are exporting it as JPEG right over here. Let me open this up. All right. Okay. So right click, copy, close. Here we go. Okay. A high level design is something that we will paste over here. Okay. This is the high level design that we will be talking about. Right. Cool. Now I'll give you some idea. I'll add some few things into the note, and then I'll deliver this as a notes, a study material also. Okay, let us copy it. Mental health, control A, paste, mental health journal, vibe coding, day 2, let's upgrade. Okay, that's it. I'll share the link with all of you. Do not worry. Now, with that being said, we are here back in the Copilot. Okay, we are beginners. Explain it like brief or overviews are about VS Code and extensions. Okay, so VS Code is like a software. It is like an application. How we have Uber and Ola to book an auto, Zomato or Swiggy to order a food, bookmark show to book any engagement. Similarly, we have a VS Code or any other platform like PyCharm or Windsurf. These are few name of the softwares which help us write code. In the very core of it, it is like a notepad. Because when you start as a beginner, you realize that you can also write a program in a terminal window. Okay. Then you realize that I can also write code in a notepad. Okay. So what does a software like VS Code brings for you is that it takes up more features than a simple notepad. Okay, it can support multiple languages, it can support auto code completion, it can support an integrated platform where you can also host a terminal, you can get a file browser, you can get extensions along with a platform to also write code. Okay, that's the idea, Abhiram. I think now it helps you understand extensions. You can download so many things. You can download things like API testing tools, like there's Postman. We have extension like Thunder Client. See, I have installed this extension right over here. You can download extensions like GitLens and containers and few more, right? So extensions are like add-on applications. So suppose if I buy an Android phone, then I can download many more applications on top of it. If I buy PlayStation, I can go to the PS Store and buy on PS Store. I can buy different applications from there, right? So VS Code has its own in-house extension store, which is like their own Play Store, where all the apps which are supported by VS Code are available. Okay, so sometimes people can download many interesting apps. Okay, maybe I can go for a RAM utilization tool. Okay, so suppose if you see GPU and RAM monitoring is one extension. If I install it, okay, I'll just trust the publishers. Looks like not an English app to begin with, but it supports Windows, Mac OS, and everything. Once I install and run it, it will at the bottom somewhere help me track my RAM and CPU usage. There are different apps which people can try out, okay, on the extension. So this is where you can find the Copilot. All right. So is this a workflow or a flow chart? Mix of whatever you want to call it. Let's call it a high level flow diagram for now. That's fine. Okay. All right. Well, Karthikeya, we cannot cover that in this session because we have to cover some projects. So we will. That's not the part of the curriculum, but your recommendations are definitely taken into account. So if you want us to create a curriculum where we will talk more about Lovable, where we will deliver more projects on Lovable, you can request that anytime to the team, and we can definitely run a live marathon for you, a 3-day or 2-day boot camp where we cover projects with Lovable also. Okay, so that's the idea. All right. I hope all the doubts are clear and we are good to go with the flow. Okay. So now the very first thing is I am in a folder by the name of Vibe Coding. This is something that I've created for people very new to the VS Code. If you go to the view, okay, you can click on the appearance, and this is where all this menu are available. Like if I close the menu bar, it is gone. Okay, and if I click on file, go to view and appearance, if I click back, I get the top menu bar. So these are the settings that are tick and are available on my current view. Okay, there are some quick layout that you can choose from. Okay, there's something like Zen mode, full screen or centered layout, some pre-configured views in which you can work with. Okay, but on the very higher scale in VS Code, on the very left, there are a few important things that you need to take care about. Okay, firstly, if you press Control B from a keyboard, this is the shortcut. It can open up this windows for you on the very left. Okay, the very first thing is known as Explorer. This is like a file explorer. Okay, as simple as viewing like what is in the folder. Okay, this is where we are. Yes, you will get the documentations after the lecture. Okay, that's it. On the right, I have my you can say Copilot extension. So I have to install the Copilot extension, maybe restart my VS Code for the extension to come into picture. Okay. Now, once we are here, you can also do. Ideally, you can go to terminal and click on new terminal, or the shortcut is Control plus Shift plus tilde. If you click on it, you will also get a terminal right at the bottom. Okay. So this is it. If you do ls minus a, right, this is you can say in Windows we do dir. Okay, so you will see it will print whatever is available in the current directory, and terminal should be pointing right where you are planning to code. Okay, so in the very first part you can also do file, new window, and you can select open folder and take wherever you want to code. Okay, open the folder where you want to write your code. So that's what I have done. I'm in vibe coding right now. All right, so now let us say we will try to explain the agent what we're trying to do. Okay, the very first thing is I need you to create a basic, or let us first create three different folders to begin with. Okay, at least front end will be different. We'll say front end, and at least one more folder coming in, which is backend. Okay, so carefully note how I'm making folders in VS Code. Okay, I am using the Explorer right over here. Okay, and on the top there are a few keywords like new file, new folder, and refresh. So I'm just clicking on new folder and I'm creating right over here. Okay, that's the idea. All right. So you can also use terminal to make directory, create folder. This is the name of the folder that I'm doing, and you will realize that a folder by the name of create folder is here. Right click, delete, move to the cycle bin, clear the terminal. So this is the idea of how we will be doing it. Okay. Now let me ask the agent. Okay. Let me ask the agent. Uh, my current directory contains two folders, namely backend and front end. Okay, I am planning to create a web-based app using I'll say Streamlit and Python Flask. Okay, the very first goal, even before I explain you the project, is to create a requirements.txt file. Okay, in the backend folder and install we can say fast API. Oh, okay, let's stick to Flask. Okay, install Flask. All right, and Streamlit in it as requirements. Okay, all right. Okay, my face cam is hiding the prompt, right? That's correct. Okay, let me just ask the moderator to uh, move my video to the top right. Okay, or maybe to the left bottom. All right. I'll ask the moderator to move it down. Okay. Once it is done, you will be able to check it. All right. You're good to go to this point. Cool. So I'll just run it down once. Okay. Run down this prompt. I think the prompt should be available now because I've hit it in the chat. You'll be able to see the prompt. Let me copy this copy, and this is the prompt that I've hit right now. Okay. I'm not able to paste that prompt in the YouTube live chat. No worries. So there we go. The agent has successfully created Flask Streamlit pandas as requirement.txt for me. Okay. Now what I will do is I'll cd backend. Okay. On the terminal, I'll cd it so that I can move into the backend. And what I will do is I'll say UV So for this to work, you'll have to make sure that UV dash dash version. If you do it, you have to have UV first. And if you do not have UV, by default you will have pip. So let me do it through pip only. Python dash m make venv.venv, and you will realize a virtual environment is created. Let me activate that. Okay, so I have the virtual environment with me, and once I have it, let it complete the command. Okay, you can also create a virtual environment by this. And if you face any difficulty, let me know. Okay, the recommended option is to use new Python environment providing benefit of uploading packages. I click on allow. Say use an existing environment. I'll enter the input path, find backend scripts. Python. Okay, so I'll activate the virtual environment, install packages. The following packages will be installed. So agent is asking me that can I go ahead and install these packages for you? I'll say okay, go ahead. So to install the packages, it will run this program into the venv. By the time I'll do venv scripts activate. Remember, this is the command for people running on Windows. Okay. For people running on Mac or Ubuntu, it is source.venv/bin/activate. Okay, that's the command. Source space .venv/bin, and for Windows .venv/scripts/activate. So virtual environment is like creating a virtual operating system in itself. Okay, a small area in which whatever you install does not impact your global level of computer. Okay, it only interrupts things inside that environment only. So if I'm installing, say, Uber or Ola in a virtual environment, I'll not be able to access it from my main computer. Okay, all the applications that I install, all the libraries that I install remain inside the virtual environment only. So this way, I can isolate my working in that aspect. So I hope as freshers, you are following up with this minute details that I am putting in, right? Okay. Cool. With that being said, now we have environment activated. If there are any doubts that are stopping you from creating this environment, if there are any doubts stopping you from understand what we are doing here, please be vocal in the chat. This is a live platform and I can help you understand that. Okay. So Thinakar, whatever is that you are facing hard to follow up, you can put that in the chat. Maybe we can discuss about it. Now, with that being said, we can't see the interaction with the agent. Yeah, I'll just move down the webcam. I might have instructed the instructor to move my, you can say the in-screen videos. Okay, let us wait for it to happen. I'll just remind the moderator. Can you move my video towards bottom left? Okay. Now, with that being said, I think we are good to go. I think we have, so the agent is installing the pip packages. Okay. All right. Now, by this time, let me do pip freeze. So pip freeze is a command which helps us check what are the current packages available in the virtual environment. And if you see, we have, okay, the recommended.txt has been created from the backend folder. Okay, this is there. Okay, now what I will do is, in order to install all the environments from requirement.txt, so to follow command pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, and if you see, requirements already satisfied because the agent has successfully installed these packages for me. Okay, so I'm still doing manual coding, but you will realize that I do not even need to, because all the green ticks over here are explaining me that agent has already done this task for me. Okay, now we will explain the goal to the agent. Okay, we will explain what are we planning over here. Okay, the goal next is to create a Python main.py file, okay, which will serve as a backend and should have following endpoints. Okay, so whatever I'm writing, can you please share the command? Yes. Okay, what I will do is, you all have that all-in-one document, right? You have access to that vibe coding document. Let me add one tab over here, day 2 prompts. Okay, the very first prompt that I have mentioned is right over here. Copy. All right, this is the first prompt. I will paste the second prompt also. So let me write this prompt. I'll paste it down. Okay. Meanwhile, once done with this, create a requirements.txt and install it either using an agent or by running a pip install dash requirements.txt. Just make sure your venv is activated before running it. Okay, so this is the idea that you all should have. None black. Okay, cool. Let's get back. Now here we are. Now I'm writing this prompt. This is an incomplete prompt, but I'm still writing it down. Okay, I'll be following it. So the next goal is to create a Python main.py file which will serve as a backend and should have the following endpoints. One is to log in or sign up. Okay. Now this is a very important place where we can discuss our payload. Okay. So this is something that I'll have to imagine and think. Okay. Login endpoint. Okay. So ideally, it should check in the you can say users.csv file. If the user exists, return success, else return user not found. Okay. Second is sign up endpoint. Okay. What sign up endpoint is supposed to do is update the users.csv, create a users.csv if not found on path, and store the credentials passed down in the payload. Okay. So payload is something like an input that we will get to, which we will get from the front end. Okay. The ideally the payload will carry user email and password. Okay. There are many more flows to be covered here. Remember, we have to also create a functional to restore your password, update your password. We'll not worry about it. Okay. We'll simply create login and sign up. That's there. So that's the sign up endpoint. Third is to store, or you can say track endpoint. Okay. So what the track endpoint is supposed to do is create if not exist or open you can say a CSV and for okay and store the payload in the following format. Okay, we'll say email will put the input email. Okay, comma we will say the other one is comment. Okay, we'll say it's a string. Other is the mode. We'll say again it is a string. Okay, this is how it will have to store it. Okay, we can further just define string as the default parameters, and we can use inverted commas right over here. A valid JSON will have double quotes coming in right over here. Okay, so this is what we are planning to describe in our prompt. So that's it. Track endpoint, sign up and login for now. Okay, and the next is we will call it as mood distribution endpoint. Okay, open the open if not exists. Create if not exists, open CSV. Let's call it, what do we call it? Tracking.csv. Okay, we'll call it tracking for now. So with that being said, we will open the tracking.csv. Okay, find all the entries from given, you can say, email ID. Okay, aggregate this using pandas data frame to create the CSV and get data where email is equals to given email ID. Okay, so that's it. That's fair enough. We are done with this. Now, after this, the thought is, and then create a pie chart using mat, or we can also create a bar chart. We can create a distribution chart. Let's call it bar plot for all different mood categories distribution. Okay, that's the idea. That's a high level idea that what we're going to do in our backend. Okay, now, all right, now we will copy it. Okay, we'll copy it and let's go back to our agent. We'll just replace this, assume REST API format and follow the response protocols. Okay, keep the code clean and minimal and easy to read. Let us run this. We will run this. Now, what we're expecting is that the agent should create a main.py for us, okay? Rather than we writing the code, we should have this done through vibe coding, okay? While it is spinning off, I think you all should have the this prompt with you, okay? All right, let me just go to the main.py, and you realize that I have main.py right over here. Let me minimize few things, okay? And from class import request, fair enough, file, pandas, OS, define ensure CSV exists. So if you remember, I told my agent to keep the code minimal and clean, hence it is not throwing in unnecessary comments, but ideally we can write in some comments. This function ensure that the CSV file exists, create it with headers if it doesn't, okay? So this is the function. By default, you can just read through it if not os.path exists, which means it will be used the built-in operating system library .path module and .exist function, which will help us understand that if at all this file name is available in this path, okay, if not, then it will create a PDF pandas data frame with this given columns, okay. App equal to flask.name, this initialize the Flask application, okay. Default hard-coded path for CSV, and you can say a default hard-coded path for tracking.csv, okay. So this is about where we will store the user and tracking data, okay. That's about it. The very first route that we are making, so in Flask, how do we create an endpoint? How do we create an API? Is we use @app.route method, okay, in which whatever we write over here, suppose if we have written /login, this will explain that where our endpoint is. For an example, if we have a website, say I'll explain you with a website, okay. For an example, you see docs.google.com, this is our website. After it says /document. So how Google might have written the code is they might have created an endpoint by the name of /document, and it takes this as input parameters or input variables, okay. So similarly, what we are doing is we are defining /login as our endpoint, okay. And in endpoint, what is to be done? So in the endpoint, first we have to ensure the CSV exists, okay. because we are logging in, we are not signing up. So we have to ensure that CSV exists. We have to read the path, okay? And for each user, we have to check if the user is available, okay? User email equals to data.get and user.password equals to data.get. So line number 20 is where the heart of this method is, where the confirmation is happening with the end clause. That data.get for password and email will verify that if the email and password what Frontend has sent us is matching with our database. If it is, fair enough. If not, okay, we will return an error message. If so, we will return login successful. Okay, that's the idea over here. Okay, please zoom in my screen. Okay, a little bit. Here we go. Okay, now with that being said, similarly will be the sign up. We will load the existing database. We'll read the value if user.email equals to data.get user id.any. We will return user already exists. What this do is it will search in our database if this email ID already exists. Okay, if it is, we cannot sign up with duplicate email IDs. If not, we will add the email ID password in our database. We are good to go. Okay, that's the second API. Third is the /track API. Remember all our post method because we are passing some data to the backend. If we were supposed to get a data from the backend, then we would have been a get method. Okay. Yes. So with that being said, I think the next is to use track. So how do we track a data point is we first ensure that the database is available. We have email, comment, and mood. Okay. Tracking equals to pd.read CSV is where we will read the database that we have. We'll append this as a row. Ignore index true means by default data frame, the pandas data frame stores a default index 1234012. We will not use that index. That's what it is telling it, okay? And we'll say tracking.to.csv, which is a built-in function of data frame to store the CSV back to wherever we want it. So we want it at this path, okay? Remember line number 13, we have given the path, tracking CSV path. That's what we are passing over here to read and even to save, okay, everywhere. That's the third endpoint. The fourth one is mode distribution. So for mode distribution, what we're doing is, again, read the database, get the data frame loaded, filter out all the comments from the given user. Okay, if user is empty, return no tracking data found for this email. But if we do get it, then we will create a plot. Okay, we will store it for now. This is a send file. That's what we are using, a built-in method of class to send a file back with the extension as PNG. Remember, whenever we send any data like picture, audio, video from the REST protocol, it converts the file content into a binary file in bits and bytes. Okay, it sends the binary, and to reconvert it into an image or an audio, we have to explain the MIME type. Okay, so MIME type is something that we have to explain, that this is the image of PNG type, so Frontend can decode it back. Okay, with this being said, last line will run our main code and run it. For now, this code is acceptable, and this is a very neat code. This is what I would have written even if I didn't use agent. So it means it is matching a good quality. Okay, it is an acceptable code. So we can simply try to, we have pandas, OS plus everything with us. What you can do is we can just simply say python main.py on our terminal, and it should spin up our server right over here. Okay, so if you see, things are working fine. The main server is on WSGI is a server, that is fine. We don't need to discuss much about class. It's completely fine. Until unless you're getting running on, you are good to go. Okay, debugger is active and things are working fine. Now you can use any of the endpoint, like endpoint testing tool like ThunderClient, which is built in into the VS Code. Just by extension, you can download it. Or you can use also the tools like Postman. Okay, now this is my endpoint HTTP 1.25000. If not, you can copy it right from the terminal also, right over here. Copy it from the terminal, and the endpoint that we can test is you can say /signup. Okay, so if I have to test /signup, let me see. This is the endpoint name. Right click, copy, right click, paste. Okay. The prompt that I'm using, Thunderbird, you don't have to wait for LetsUpgrade to provide it. It is available in this vibe coding document, which is already shared with you. Okay. Day 2 prompts I have mentioned over here what I'm using. This is the prompt that I have used. You can copy it from there. Okay, so with that being said, I think we are good to go. 5,000 sign up, and let us in the body put in a JSON. Okay, and, okay. Here we'll pass this. Okay, the very first thing is what we will need is an email and a password. Right click, copy, paste. Remember to use double quotes only. Okay, email is equals to Gaurav at the rate test.com, and password will be test at the rate 123. Okay, let us try to hit our payload. We will send. Okay, 500 internal server error. Okay, now what we will do is we will just try to ask it. Great, the backend is up by running python main.py, but when I test it using, okay, is a method post, yes, postman using method as post and endpoint as this, with body as JSON like this. Let me copy. I get status as 500 server error. What am I doing wrong? Okay, let us ask it in the chat mode and get it clarified. So status 500 means that the server is not able to accept our code correctly. Okay, the request correctly. The issues with the key names, yes, if you realize, I took the key from here, which was wrong. It was supposed to be user underscore email. Okay, so the key name is wrong. I'll replace it, test it again, and for password, what it is PASSWORD, and password for sign up. The postman payload uses email and password. To fix it, change your postman payload to use user underscore email. Or that's fine. Okay, I have updated. Okay, let me go back to it. I have updated the postman like this, still getting 500. Okay, so this is fair enough. I think if we go back to our sign up, all right, data is equals to this, and data dot get user underscore email, and data dot get password. Just like okay, your user.csv file contains only headers of email password. No user data. The code should work fine. Okay, this is like the call. Yes, update. Okay, that's what we will do. All right, so there are some, okay, your backend code is updated to use period.concat and adding rows. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll try to just hit this once again, and this time it was successful. Okay, so if you see message successful sign up, login sign up successful, let us go. Yes, we have user.csv, and user.csv has stored Gaurav at the test.com ID password as a user now. Okay, so this is sign up. Now we can similarly test the login if we want, but I'm feeling a little more adventurous. I'll go without testing, and I'll like to go ahead. Okay, now let us create a front end code in folder by the name of front end. Okay, we can use a streamlit for now, and it should work with the backend logic to first let user log in or sign up, and then have features like to track the mental health by selecting mood from a drop down menu with predefined moods list. Ideally, the mood list should also come from the project definition. What are the different moods that you support? Okay, and a free text to describe the journal track. Okay, and also be able to see the dashboard for mood distribution. Okay, now keep the UI clean, modern, simple, and pleasing. Okay, let's set it. Let's spin it off. Let us see. Currently, front end is empty. All right. So there's a question coming in that why did you choose Flask? So that's not a hard and fast decision. You could have chosen Fast API. You could have chosen whatever framework you were okay to work with. Okay, Flask is just a random sample, just a random example to because I had to choose something. That's the only particular reason. Nothing more than that. Okay. Yes. Any other issue people that you might be having? See, front end has already created the app.py. So a clean modern Streamlit front end is created. It allows you to log in, sign up. Okay, you just need to run this in a terminal. So we cannot run it on the current terminal. So if you see, there's a plus sign to open a new terminal. I'll open a new terminal in the parallel. You can see I can have both the terminals right over here. Okay, with me. In the second terminal, I'll go to cd front end. In the front end, I'll say streamlit run app.py. Okay, so this should host my application. So let me go to this browser. Localhost 8501. This is where my app should run. Interesting. Mental health tracker login or sign up. So I already have login details with me, which are right over here, which is gaurav@test.com. Copy, paste, test@123, copy, choose your own password, paste, login successful. Okay. Now there's this one flaw that should be there, which is on successful login, I should be able to reach the dashboard, right? Okay. So this is cool. I was able to run the front end in the browser, also test the login functionality, but a critical flaw here is that on successful login, we should be redirected to the journal tracking and view dashboard features. Okay, can you please add that with a for now we will not add a logout or something, right? Because of the time constraints. I told you we'll keep features limited, but there should be obviously a logout option also, right? Once we have delivered it. Okay, let me go back and check if there are any doubts coming in. All right, let me reload my chats. Okay. All right, all good. We are good till here. That's good to know. Right click, live chat. Yes, we are good to go. I think there are no more. Yes. Now you'll be redirected to search journal. Okay, let us go back. Let us reload this. Email ID. All right. Gaurav@test.com. password coming in and login. Error. Model streamlit has no attribute experimental rerun. Okay, so we will have to give this trace back to the agent. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go back. Now, remember, students, this is where the idea of being a developer comes into picture. Do not simply throw back to the agent the way I have done. Okay, this is not the correct way. The idea is let us open the app.py. Okay, and in the app.py, let us check manually line number 31. Okay, line number 31 is okay. It has already updated the code at some point, but ideally we should have traced back and st.experimental rerun. Okay, this is the part, and okay, if we realize st experimental underscore rerun. Okay, the error occurs because it's called outside the streamlit callback. Okay, maybe there was some issue like it was called previously, and maybe it's fixed. Let us try it once again. Okay, so let us go back. Let us try to click on login, and fair enough. Okay, this is working now. So we are able to reach to this platform, mental health tracker, track your record. How are you feeling today? Happy, sad, anxious. So many emotions to begin with. I'll say excited, working on a new project to create mental health tracking application. Okay, I'll say track mode. Okay, what I will do is I'll open up Gemini in parallel. I'll say, okay, right click. What I was thinking, I was planning to maybe track few things. I'll just randomly track mood, sad, excited again, some more text coming in. Okay, angry. Okay, control Z over here. Let us say angry. Track mood. Let us say happy. Track mood. I like to stay happy a lot, so I'll give happy a little bit of advantage. Okay, so that's the main goal. Now I have populated the database enough. So now if I click on show dashboard, this is where the error is happening, and I was expecting that agents should show that they're agents. Now let us trace it back. Okay, uh, request with exception. Okay, so the error is no mood data found. Let us go back first, check if tracking is working fine. So if we go back to tracking, we have the database. Okay. Email. Okay, that's fine. Email, comment, mood. All right. So the very first is working on a new project, and then these are a few of the random files. Okay. Now what I will do is I click copy, go back to Gemini. Okay. Can you? Although this is not fixing the error, I'm just fixing some data to look real. Okay. Can you update the garbage text in comment section with some random suitable comments and return the CSV as it is. Okay. While it is working, let us go back and see. All right, let us open up the trace back a little bit. So trace back, execution function, line number 31, app.py, run attribute. Also, has not put I think okay. Expecting value line number 1, JSON.code. Start get. Line number 63. Let us go to app. Line number 63. Line number 63 response. Okay, this is where it is failing. Okay, so it is failing on if click button show distribution request.post mode distribution. Let us check if the endpoint is correct. Endpoint name is track and mode distribution, that is correct. The method is post by JSON. In JSON we are putting in email session state dot email. Okay, let's try to add a print command over here. Print st dot session email. It's not state but email. Okay, user email is equals to this. I click comma. All right, print it, save it. Okay, and let us rerun the app. Okay, Streamlit run app. Okay, let us update the database manually for now. .csv, control A, paste. Okay, all right, this is fair enough. So, tool app is running. Let us go back, reload. Let us log in using the credentials. Again, something is hooking up with the Streamlit. Okay, let us check. Let us give back this error. All right, so agent is working back on it. Line number 30. Again, the same session.experimental error. The Ramiji Streamlit version does not support. In case this is the case, I'll update the code with rerun method. But I think this was the very first error that happened, right? So we will be back in a loop. If we are better not there, so we'll just verify it once again, okay? And we'll log in. And did it log in successfully? Let me click. Okay, it is processing right over here, right? Okay, let me just rerun everything. Okay, control Z, stopping. This should stop working. If I reload it, it should not be able to load it. Okay, yes, it has stopped. And it's still trying to search. Fair enough. Okay, let us do a hard restart. Still says Streamlit app run. Okay, now meanwhile, let me go back to the chat session. Cool, all good till here, right? Okay, now let us open up this chat URL. Okay, where is it running? On which of my browser did it open it up? Okay, right over here. Let us run it right over here. Okay, we'll have to use the test email. Gaurav @test.com, test@123. Let's open up the network tab. All right, something is looking wrong with it. Okay. Main.py and app.py seem to have some issue. Okay, let me just reload it once. Can we add some terminal logs, some print to show what is happening at UI level? Okay, that's what I will request. Control C, stopping. It might have changed this. Okay, st.vrun. We can always go back and ask it to reload, recall what was happening over there. Okay, can you just call back to previous version of the code? Okay, things are not working. Go back. All right, what we'll do is we can simply even use the undo feature right over here. We'll undo this. Go back to original code. Okay, we'll just mention it. Currently, app.py seems empty somehow. Okay, it will read app.py and try to store it. There we go. This is our app.py. Let's try to run it. Streamlit app.py, and we go right over here. Let us log in once again. Gaurav @test.com and test@123. Login. Okay, it is logging in. Show dashboard. Okay, now we are back to the original place where we were. Okay, that's how we have to somehow play around with the agents. Let us go back and check this issue once again. Okay. This error indicates that the backend response is not a valid JSON, like an empty response or an image. When you recall, this happens to show dashboard feature returns an image. Okay. To fix this, check a response. Okay, fine. I think your front end is now set and non. Okay. Yes, the idea is that backend will send you an image for the dashboard, which is the distribution of moods. Okay, please show that PNG on UI. So this is what we will be expecting the agent to do. Okay. Yes. Now content is currently displaying that. Fair enough. Cool. Let us say, okay, no mood data found. Okay. All right. All right. So let us just try to reload once. Let us go back to the login screen. Go at the rate test.com, test at the rate 123, and log in. So feeling happy always. Let us track it. Track the mood. Okay. All right. I think there might be some places, some loopholes where you might always be running around here and there. Okay. So maybe we will just simply say, okay, we'll just throw this error back. And from here, this is the place where where I would personally want to take things manually in my control. This is where I'll be done with the agentic vibe coding, and then as a manual developer, I'll sit back, trace the error, and try to fix it on my own. Okay. So okay, let it work. Let's try to finish. Let's see if it works correctly this time. Okay. But again, the biggest tip here is that this is the main idea, and this is what vibe coding should actually be used as a developer. Okay, nothing more than this. If you keep on following this show and tell errors, this is where you will be stuck as a permanently vibe coding engineer. Okay, vibe coding engineers cannot proceed further than this. So what I'll do is I'll take up some few minutes. I'll sit, understand where we're going wrong. I'll manually fix this code. Okay, and when you come back tomorrow, the big picture here will be I'll give you all the prompts that I used. I'll give you a Git repository where this project will be stored. Okay, so you can use this project as a free repository, open repository, run it, publish it as your own project. Okay, showcase in your Git repository. You can clone my repository. You can completely build your own repository with this code. You can demonstrate how you were able to successfully use vibe coding to achieve this success story. Okay, so that's mainly about it. If there are any further doubts before we close the session, you are more than happy, more than welcome to throw it out. Okay, we have a few minutes in which I can take up doubts. I can talk to you, share experience, clear your conceptions, misconceptions, or discuss few things with you if you want. Okay, the platform is all yours. You have just restored it to older version instead of writing a prompt for that. Yes, that's what I in fact mentioned you while doing that. That the idea is restore it to the previous version rather than writing the prompt over there, right? Yes. So I that's completely what a developer should do. Satyam, good work. Yes. Anything else, people? Any other person who might want to ask something? If not, we are good to go, and we can safely assume that the session for today is done. In that case, let me check if there are any comments coming in. All right, we are good to go. So thank you all for joining in, and it was really interesting to meet you all. See you all tomorrow. Tata, bye bye, good night, sayonara. Do practice this. Post on LinkedIn what we have worked in. We'll see you tomorrow.
AI isn't coming. It's here. And if you are not building with it, you're already behind. Whether you're just starting out or job hunting, the reality is clear. Companies are hiring Gen AI engineers right now, and they're paying 20 to 30% more. Gen AI is booming from $44 billion in 2023 to a projected $667 billion by 2030. Job listings asking for Gen AI skills tripled in the past year alone. This isn't just a trend, it's a transformation. That's where the Applied AI Engineering program by ITM Skills University and LetsUpgrade comes in. You get a guaranteed 6-month paid internship with a minimum stipend of 10,000 rupees per month. With our partnership with over 700 top companies, access to 200 plus premium AI models worth $300 across text, image, speech, video, and more. You'll build a job-ready Gen AI portfolio with 5 real-world projects.